Hey guys, Kate here. I'm swatching HIMI Metallic Gouache today. This is a set of 18 colors. I got it a few weeks ago. Each color comes in 30-gram cup. It's definitely a lot of color. It took me a while to open each cup. It's very hard to peel off the top. I did struggle opening a lot of these. And I even used my teeth to open a couple of them. I'm not gonna lie, I had some paint on my lips, but don't worry, I didn't eat any of it, even though these paints look very delicious. I had a lot of paint all over my fingers, my hands, and even my hoodie, not to mention my face. It was still fun to unwrap each one and to see how beautiful they all look. I'm using Stonehenge cold press 300 black watercolor paper. This is pearl yellow color. It looks very translucent at first, but it gets more vibrant after layering. I use a bit of water to make paint flow a little better, and because it's my first layer. This is color gold. I did use some paint that was left over on the foil covers of the cups at first, but quickly realized it wasn't enough paint to work with. This is pearl orange color. It's one of my favorite colors from the set. It has this joyful and fun hue to it that reminds me of summer and freshly squeezed orange juice. This is pearl salmon pink color. It kinda looks like pearl orange at first, but it definitely has a bit of pink in it. And that's what makes it salmon color. This is pearl pink color. First layer looks very silvery. You can barely see pink color in it, but you can definitely see it better after I add more layers. I think this would be a nice Christmas color. This is pearl red. I think this is the brightest color of the set, and it's definitely my favorite. I can see myself using this color a lot during Christmas, and especially for painting hummingbirds in summer. This is pearl rose. This is a hot pink color, and you can see how bright it is, even with one layer of paint. I started adding a second layer of paint to previously done swatches because I was using very little paint from those foil covers. I was not happy with the pearl pink and how pale it looked. I also added another layer to pearl red, pearl orange, pearl yellow, and gold colors. I'm not very impressed with these colors so far, but I know they will look much better after I add multiple layers. You definitely need to layer these paints the same way as you would layer other paint. I also think it's very important to use high quality watercolor or mixed media paper while using these paints. Because you'll be using a lot of layers, you need at least 300-gram paper that will hold all the water and all the paint. This is pearl purple color. It looks very pale, almost exactly like pearl pink above it. You can definitely see a hint of lavender though. It's very satisfying to work with these paints. This is pearl sky blue. It's a light blue color, and it also looks a bit pale at first. I don't think metallic colors are supposed to be too bright. It's physically impossible because there is a lot of metallic in it and because gouache is pale to begin with. This is pearl blue. It's a much darker blue color and you can see the color right away. Let's add this color to my favorites as well. This is pearl yellow green. It's a very Easter looking green color. I really like this color as well, especially for summer landscapes and maybe for some fun whimsical characters. This color layers very well and has a good coverage. This is Pearl Mint color. Another pale but fun color. It's definitely on more translucent side at first, but you can definitely build it up with a couple of extra layers. This is Pearl Teal. I think I can add this one to one of my favorite colors from the set as well. It does not look as much at first, but it will build up to a very beautiful teal color. I definitely see myself painting lots of underwater and sea animals with this one. This is Pearl White. It's a bit translucent at first, same as the other colors, but you can definitely build it up with a few extra layers. This will be a fun color to use for winter illustrations. This is bronze color. It has this nice mocha hue. It's very beautiful. Kind of like a muted gold color. This is Pearl Brown. It's a very beautiful teddy bear brown. This one is very pigmented and you can see the color right away. It's not translucent as all these other colors. This is Pearl Black. It's not very black, it's more of a charcoal or very dark gray. It's definitely one of my favorites as well. And finally, silver color. This one is definitely on a translucent side, but you can definitely build it up with layers and layers of paint. I think silver is must-have for holiday season and making cards. I'm adding another layer of paint to each color here. You can definitely see the colors pop right away just from a second layer. It's like an instant transformation. Please enjoy some music while I'm layering these up. This is how HIMI metallic gouache looks on Stonehenge watercolor cold press 300-gram black paper. There are 2 to 3 layers of paint. Please ignore a cat hair. My cat likes to sit on top of my things. Kinda like if it fits, I sits. I'm now swatching the same colors on Canson XL cold press 300 watercolor paper. I'm using the same technique. I add a little bit of water to make the first layer flow better. I use undiluted paint as I add second and third layer. These paints do not look as bright on white paper as they did on black paper. I would definitely not use these on white paper just by themselves. I would either layer them on top of traditional gouache or acrylic gouache, or I would use black paper instead. I would also use these paints as accent colors for adding details and adding a little bit of shine here and there. I think these paints look more pastel on white paper because there's no black in the background that makes them look darker. I really hope that makes sense. I'll be honest, I feel like I'm using a completely different set of paints now that I'm working on white paper. Paper color makes such a huge difference. I have a lot of ideas on how I will use these paints in the future. I'm a big fan of shimmery and shiny paint. I mostly use them on my bird illustrations, like hummingbirds or any type of bird that has a little bit of shine in the feathers. I also enjoy working with metallics and shimmery paints when I paint imaginary florals. Flowers are usually not shiny in real life, but I like adding a little bit of shimmer here and there when I paint different flowers and botanicals, just to make them pop and to make them look a little bit more whimsical. I think it will also be very fun to use these paints for backgrounds, kind of like a foil leaf effect without using the actual foil. I think underwater creatures would definitely benefit from these paints as well, especially jellyfish and whales and even different types of fish. I had these paints on my list for a while, but I was a bit skeptical because of some of the reviews that I've seen on Amazon and on YouTube. Some of the people were mentioning how these paints are not shiny enough, and I think they were just using the wrong type of paper and they didn't layer enough of paint for them to actually shine. I was torn between a set of 12 and 18. I think I made the right choice of purchasing the set of 18. I feel like the set of 12 would not be enough for my type of work, but it could be enough for you. I just couldn't say no to all these colors. Even my 6-year-old is excited to use these paints. She said she wanted to paint some whales and sharks and just a little bit of sea life. She's a nature lover just like me, and she often copies what I do, and I think it's just adorable. These paints are not expensive. I paid $22 for a set of 18 colors. Paint cups are huge, and you can definitely share them with your kids or any of your art friends. I don't even know if it's possible to finish this whole set, unless that's the only paint that you use every day. I want to mention that HIMI gouache needs a little extra care. They will dry out if you let them sit for a long time. That happened to one of my other sets. I opened it up about a month ago and they were very cracked and all dried out, but thankfully I was able to revive them and bring them back to life. I made a spray mixture that I made myself to keep them moist and mold free. I will link a short video of how it's done. I'm adding a second layer of paint as I did with black paper. Please enjoy some music while I finish these up. I will show you how these paints look in a real painting at the end of this video. This is how these metallic paints look on white paper. They are definitely shiny, especially if you use LED light or sunlight. You can definitely see the difference between painting on white and black paper. I think black paper is the best choice for these paints. I painted violet-backed starlings using traditional and metallic gouache as well as whole vein acrylic gouache. Please enjoy this time lapse and you will see how shiny they are at the end. I have a full-time process video of how I painted this bird on my Patreon. I hope this video was helpful and I inspired you to use these HIMI metallic gouache paints. Thanks for watching. Bye.